welcome. You're onto Aspheric TV and this is the morning newspaper briefing. My name is Daburu Gifts. This is the program where we bring you front pages of Nigerian dailies and we bring to you the news and also get to discuss what these headlines had to say. I'll read you the headlines now. I'll start off with the Punch newspaper. The headline here says 2023 poll, APC presidential aspirants shun Abuja meeting. APC presidential primary co-contestants should not be ignored, says aspirant. Tinubu Shetima unaware of meeting, says campaign team. Osibanjo jets out to US. Also on the Punch newspaper, I won't allow anyone destabilize PDP, IU. $265 million, Emirates makes U-turn to resume flights. Name terrorism sponsors, all thieves. Obi tells FG. The Daily Trust newspaper, it says here, high cost of living takes toll on Nigerians. Inflation, food prices rise by over 4% in 7 months. How to arrest situation, experts. PDP crisis, IU slams Wike, says I won't step down as chair. How I resolved ASU strike in 1 day, Jonathan. 2023 borrowing plan, FG may drive Nigeria's debt to highest ever. Also, rescue worker electrocuted, another dies in Kano building collapse. Customers groan over banks' downtime on e-transactions. Civil servants more corrupt than politicians, Senate committee. The Nation newspaper, it says here, PDP crisis, IU hits Wike, Otom, Makinde, Ipiazo. They were nowhere when we formed PDP. Rivers governor demands state's stake in party. Mimiko, Duke, Adoke, Ghana accused of fueling crisis. NWC to meet Benue, Oyo, Enugu, Abia, Akwa Ibom governors. Aviation fuel price hike may affect our operations, CAS Amao warns. Next paper is the Daily Sun newspaper and it says here, IU Wike trade words. Those calling for my resignation are kids, PDP chair. Nobody can threaten us, Rivers governor. Buhari to Otom, I never ordered security agents not to touch Fulani killer herdsmen. The Vanguard newspaper, it says here, PDP, IU blows hot, says calls on him to quit childish. The Leadership newspaper, it says here, no end in sight for PDP crisis as Wike, IU return to trenches. Tribunal sacks Buhari Council, chairman others rerun in Kuje. Flood, 15 bodies recovered from Meduguri River, Nema. Dangote Foundation, Kano government sign MOU on malnutrition campaign. Those are the newspapers we have this morning. I'll go on a quick break. When I return, my guests will be in the studio and we'll discuss these headlines. Please stay with us. Welcome back. I have my guest in the studio, and he's Mr. Mustafa Abdul Malik. Welcome, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Gift.
I'd like to start by asking you this. My question is based on this headline, I beg your pardon. APC presidential aspirants shun Abuja meeting. Recall that last week, the candidates, those who had run for the presidential ticket in the APC, had decided to meet with the aspirants and then maybe strategize and all of that. And here we see that the APC presidential aspirants shun the meeting. But then their campaign team said Tinubu and Shetima were unaware of the meeting. I cannot really say the possibility for that because it was on the papers. And something as crucial as that should have been something that would have gotten to these people's ears. So what are your thoughts on this move?
Well, when you see a situation like this, it means all is not well within the APC. Because if all is well, you discover that the party itself is supposed to initiate the process of the meeting. It's not something that will come from an individual or a group of individual within the party. It's supposed to be the umbrella body of that umbrella that covers everyone who calls himself a member of APC, supposed to organize such a meeting, a reconciliation meeting, call it a reconciliation meeting or whatever meeting. The party as itself is supposed to be the initiator. If Tinubu campaign saying that, look, they are not aware of the meeting, it means all is not well within the party. And so far now, I've seen the APC presidential candidate and his running mates. They have been going up and down, going some forum here and there. But I've not seen any of the aspirants that they contested the APC primaries together. I have not seen anyone among them following him up and down like that. So it means the APC presidential candidate has not been able to carry along the people that he contested along with, which is not properly, it's not okay. It will not augur well for the party if the other aspirants that they contested together are not carried along. They are not pushover. These are politicians that I believe that they came from different places and they are capable of galvanizing voters for the APC. For Bola Tinubu to go ahead into the election in 2023, it would be nice of him to carry along all the aspirants that they contested alongside together with him. Some of them are governors. You have the Senate president, you have the vice president. Even if he decide to just to call their bluff to say, look, I can do without them, he's doing that at his own peril. That is the way I see it. Because in fact, as far as 2023 is concerned, the election is concerned, nobody can predict the outcome now because it's not going to be like the normal, the usual political contest whereby you see you now call yourself to say that I'm the ruling party. You can, whereby the power of incumbency will be at your advantage. I don't see that in 2023 because a lot is involved. Currently, the new amended Electoral Act is in force, and it doesn't give. Although we cannot rule out the possibility of rigging, but what I'm saying now is that there will be a kind of a transparent process whereby it's not going to be that usual way of saying from the collation center, from the polling unit to the collation center and like that. The figure will be different. No, I don't see it that way. So the earlier the better. The party harmonize its differences within the party and they carry everybody along, the better. Because we are talking about same fate ticket whereby it's affecting the interest of the party at the national level. So whatever thing that it will bring them together to like iron out their differences within the party, they should do it.
Talking about unifying themselves in the party. Let's move on to the PDP. The war in the PDP, or the crisis, so to speak, is worsening, I think, because the chairman of the PDP now is vehemently refusing to step down. He has said it clearly that he is not going to step down, and we saw should I say a situation where the governor of Rivers State and then the PDP chair were trading words literally. And I don't know, it's September already. It's time for campaign and all of that. Time for strategizing, doing all of that is gradually coming to an end. And then the PDP has still not been able to put its house in order.
Well, if you look very well, you now see that wherever Governor Nyesom Wike stand, that is where some of the governors are aligned with him. And then you discover that probably the chairman of the party has seen that, look, irrespective of whatever we do with Governor Nyesom Wike, it will not affect our chances. It will not boost our chances. And if you look at it very well, politicians, they kind of analyze the situation. These are seasoned politicians. They are not like baby feather politicians. They have been in the corridor of power and now in the political terrain for some time. So they are not like a pushover. Maybe they have seen it quite okay that, look, whatever thing we decide to do with Wike, it's not gonna. It will not affect the outcome in 2023. Let me make it clearer now. You discover that in South and Southeast, you have a strong force within the Labour Party, of which I don't think Wike himself. I don't think he himself can determine the conduct of the election come to 2023 to say, okay, he will determine to say, okay, we'll give that PDP that victory from Rivers State. I don't see him playing that role. So, and probably they have seen it that, look, he is on his own, although he's blowing hot. So you now see that they say that the APC at the national, the PDP at the national level, particularly the chairman, is not ready to step down because he believed that, look, if I should step down now, eventually election is held and the outcome now didn't favor PDP from Rivers. It means I step down for nothing. That is my own observation. That is my own perspective to the crisis. Otherwise, I don't see a situation whereby an opposition that is going to face a crucial election in 2023. What is there that I cannot forfeit to a position of the chairman to say, okay, if it is that is required, what is required to bring about peace, to unify everybody within the party, I don't see why the chairman of the party will be dragging his feet to say, look, I'm not stepping down. But probably he has seen it that, look, if I should step down, irrespective of my position, whether I step down or I am in, Wike will not change anything from Rivers. But I don't think as a politician, they shouldn't just rule out any possibility. If he's stepping down will now unify the party, they should do it, because it's better for them as a party to have that unity into 2023 election than to have a divided house whereby they will go into the election and they will record a failure. I'm not saying that they will fail, but that is the way our own is to analyze and see how the situation.
I'm moving away from politics now to the citizens, basically. The Daily Trust newspaper reported that high cost of living takes a toll on Nigerians. And in my opinion, it's long overdue for this to come to the limelight, like front pages of newspapers and all of that, because this is something that has grossly affected Nigerians for a while. And they also said here, inflation, food prices rise by over 4% in 7 months. What are your thoughts on this? Because if I were asked, I think 4% is a bit low compared to the reality of things.
Well, the reality is telling on anybody, whoever is a Nigerian is telling on him, because you discover that both the self-employed and the workers that are on salaries, everybody is affected because there is high cost of living. High cost of living, that's high cost of goods and services. Then
inflation.
You now have the aspect of the energy, the cost, how much we pay for energy before it has increased. Then transportation too has increased. You discover that the inflation is on the high side. I think last month, although we are still waiting for the Bureau of Statistics to release for the one for the August, but for the one for the July, which they released, they said the inflation has increased to 19.64% from 16% in the month of May, June. It has increased. That is where they are now basing it that said, okay, 4% increase compared to what they recorded in between May and June. It has increased by 4%. Well, we are all suffering this fact. But based on if you make comparison to what it transpired in some other part of the world too, you now discover that virtually across the whole globe we are suffering global economic meltdown. But where our own, it seems as if our own has gone out of hand, is because right from 2015 to 2016, right from then up to now, we have not even had any time to say, okay, this is the time that Nigerians have a stable economy to say, okay, we could buy this and do that. No. Since then, it has been the same thing. Then, now, this. We are now into this now, although around the world they will say that, okay, it's due to the war in Ukraine and the global pandemic. But our own has been there before now. So that is why you now discover that as if our own, we have never had any time to say, okay, this is within this time we enjoyed. And now, like this, no. Our own is like a continuation of the suffering that we have been suffering since 2015 till now. That is where everybody is concerned about this. It's really the situation is getting out of hand. A situation whereby a father of maybe a family of 5, you now discover that where they are spending like 70,000 before, they are now spending above that. It means wherever the income is coming from, no more saving. Everything is going on consumption, and once it's going on consumption and you don't have saving, that it means poverty is increasing. This is a reality that the government must do something. Both the macroeconomic policy of the government and the fiscal policy, everything seems to have collapsed. Then we are dealing with foreign exchange. The foreign exchange whereby it's going out of hand. And if you observe very well, Nigeria is a consumer nation. Virtually everything that we use here, we import them. Apart from some other few aspects of our food that we grow them here, even the one that we grow here, we are having security challenges whereby people cannot access their farm. And now you discover that it contributes to the high cost of living, high cost of foodstuff in the market.
On to some good news. Recall that a while back, Emirates, that's the Dubai-based airline, packed up and decided to leave Nigeria. But here in the news, we can see that they have made a U-turn and decided to resume flights and just operations in Nigeria. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. At least we can't be every day dealing with sad news, negative news always. We should have something of positive news.
Hopefully they don't encounter the same issue that they had the last time. And then
see, I don't see solution there, because it has to do with foreign exchange, scarcity of dollar, and they want to like recoup their money still in dollar, and the government is saying that we don't have enough dollar to be paying you in dollar, to pay you in that dollar. So that is where they are having disagreement with the government, and it's not only them, some other airline too, international airline too, they are facing similar challenges.
That's the news we'll be covering this morning. Thanks for watching. My name is Double Gifts, and I've had Mr. Mustafa Abdul Malik with me. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Aspheric TV on YouTube, and also follow us on all of our social media platforms. On Instagram and Twitter, we are Aspheric News, and on Facebook, we are official Aspheric News. Thanks for watching. Bye.